Mathematicians, gear up as today we analyze number pattern created from mixed operations. Let's get started.
Remember, your I will statements are your goals for this lesson. They are what we are trying to work on and learn more about throughout our time together today. As we continue on in our lesson, make sure you have your mind focused on these three things and showing them to your teacher. I will read the I will statement first, and then we will read it again a second time together. Make sure you're reading it nice and loudly so I can hear you, but no shouting necessary.
Pause the video now and review the I will statements as a class, having your teacher read them first and then the second time reading them together.
This activity is called the Math Quest Race. How this activity works will be explained on the screen, but I will go over the rules now quickly. If you want to pause at the end to answer any questions that you guys might have, pause before I instruct you on what you will be racing. How this activity works is you will each be given a piece of paper. It might have facts on it, it might just be a blank note piece of paper, but you will be instructed to finish a certain amount of problems in 1 minute. You will try to finish however many you can, but every time we do this activity, you want to try to get a few more problems done. Even if it's just one more problem the next time we do it, that still shows us that we're improving our race stamina and we're getting better at our facts or recognizing patterns. When your teacher gives you your papers, you're not allowed to start until the teacher says go. When the teacher says go, all of you will flip your paper over and you will have 1 minute time to fill out as many as possible. If you finish before the 1 minute time is over, turn your paper over and draw a picture on the back of an angle in the real life setting.
For our activity today, mathematicians, you'll need the lesson level template paper from your teachers, a ruler, a pencil, and your whiteboards as well. Once you have your materials, play the video. If you need time to grab those materials, pause the video and grab them now. We are going to look at line L together with me, and then you guys will have time to do line M and line N as a class later on. Let's look at line L. Read the rule for line L with me. Triple X. Say that with me again. Triple X. If we had an X coordinate of 2 and we needed to follow the rule triple X, that means we need to take any number in our X column and multiply it by 3. So put a little times 3 next to your 2. I'll even try and zoom in a little bit for us. Times 3. 2 times 3, everybody, is 6. That gave us our X coordinate and our Y coordinate, so we can make an ordered pair. 2, 6 would be an ordered pair that follows this rule. Let's fill in the rest of our table following this rule. For each of the X values, we're going to triple it. So that means we need to do X times 3. 0 times 3, everybody, is 3. Oh, not 3, silly me. It's 0. Anything times 0 is 0, of course. 1 times 3, call it out, is 3. Nice job, mathematicians. And our last one, 4 times 3, or if we triple 4, we get what number? We get 12. Good job, mathematicians. Now we need to create our ordered pairs based on the X and Y point that we solved using our rule, and then we'll plot them on in a second. The X point we were given originally was 0. We don't include the times 3 at this point, so we put a 0 for our X point, and our Y point is what we solved when we applied the rule. We got 0, 0 as our coordinate pair for our first point. Remember, 0, 0 is also the origin of your line. Let's look at our next point. We have what number as our X? Hold it up on your fingers. We have 1 as our X and 3 as our Y. we put that in parentheses, and that's our coordinate pair. Our last one, mathematicians. If you need time to write your coordinate pairs now, pause the video to do that. Our last one, our point that we were given for x was 4. And when we tripled it, we got our y point, which was 12. We put a comma in between and put it in parentheses to make it our ordered pair. Now that we've found all of our ordered pairs and we've written them in our box over here, we're going to plot these points on the graph on the bottom of our paper. We are going to use our coordinate plane on the bottom of our paper to graph all of our specific points. Let's start with 0, 0. 0, 0 is also the origin of our coordinate plane, which means it's right in the corner. We are just going to put a dot to represent our points, and we'll connect them all in the end. Let's look at our next point. Our next point will be 1, 3. That means we need to go over 1 and then count up 3. 1, 2, 3, and draw our dot. Now we've plotted 2 points of line L. Let's keep going. Our next point is 2, 6. Read this point with me. 2, 6. This tells us that we need to always start at 0. We need to count over 2, 1, 2. And then we need to count up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And add our dot on the 6th line up. I'm starting to notice that our dots seem to be making a straight line here, and it's going at quite an angle. Let's see if that continues with our final point, 4, 12. 4, 12 tells us that we have to go over how many? We have to go over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have to count up 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's where our dot will end up. Now that we have all of these points, we're going to use our straight edge to connect these dots. Line it up and connect your dots now. It should look like this in the end. Your final line L should have your line going through all 4 of your points, and make sure it's labeled line L at the top. Pause the video and take time to do that now. Now that we have line L on our paper, you as a class are going to continue to work on drawing line M and line L. You'll do the same steps that we did in reading the rule together and filling in your table before drawing the individual lines. Then you'll take some time to discuss and compare the different lines on your coordinate plane. Good luck, mathematicians, and I'll see you guys soon.